Hi, my name is David, and today we're about to talk about this book, and the name book is Peril of the Shower, and it's written by Octavia E. Butler, and these slides were made by me, David Luna. So, going forward to this book, we're going to talk about a little bit about the background information and the author. So, first, to start on, who's Octavia Butler? So, Octavia Butler was a writer of science fiction. He's one of the first African Americans to write about science fiction. She wrote novels that concern themes like injustice towards African Americans, global warming, women's rights, and political disparity. That's one of the few. There's more about like let's say chaos around the world also, and social fiction is one of them also. Alright, so now more about her background information and where she was born and what year she was born. So, Octavia was born in Pasadena, California in 1947. She grew up poor in a city that didn't have much resources. Also, her father that used to work on a shoe shiner died when she was around 7 years old. But not only that, she was only raised by her mother. That affected her since she was missing a father that could raise her. Also, another thing that Octavia, had was dyslexia, and this prevented her from doing a lot of things, like mainly school stuff or like school related stuff. Dyslexia is a thing that you can't really see stuff, like you switch letters and then letters and words around, so you can't really see them. Okay, going forward, the book background is more as a religion thing, since it's focused about biblical stuff like Matthew 3:7-8 to 7:15-20. So basically, the book is focused in religion stuff and biblical stuff, since it's pulling out stuff from the actual Bible and putting them into the book, but make taking them into to a twist. That's almost basically what it's about. Okay, going forward, my opinion about the book. Okay, my opinion, I feel like the book was pretty amazing. I like how it was detailed. It was like explaining about the chaos around the characters, what's happening in the moment. I really like that. And also, I like the details about the scenes. The scenes was really detailed, like how they're like I don't know where everything was exploding around the neighborhood, around that. That was extreme and sad also, but like something was missing. I feel like another one or two scenes of that, like extreme extremes, would be like really good about this book. Will make them a really high book. Probably like around my top 10 book favorite books. But yeah, this book is really top there. Also, I would like this book like probably they're gonna travel to another country, like going north, probably to going to Canada, like so they can be able to escape the society that are around them. So that would be really good also. That would be amazing if they could do that, but sadly they didn't. So they stayed in a place named the Acorn Place. Alright, going forward to begin my thesis. So the thesis talks about Butler of Parallel the Shower explores how all people deserve access to resources and they fight for. So they fight for resources basically. And so another option is violence. The author is warning humans of the danger that comes when natural resources become scattered and privatized because people will fight for a piece of resource. So basically, they would choose violence to get resources. And here is some. images to represent resources and violence. Like to continue my evidence and my analysis. First, I will start with my left side. My first analysis and evidence. It's Christmas Eve. Last night, someone set fire at the Payne Parish house. While the community tried to put out the fire and tried to keep it from spreading, three other houses were robbed. Our was one of the three. Thieves took our store-bought food: wheat, flour, sugar, canned goods, packaged goods, and they took our last radio. So basically, what this code says in page 143 is saying that the people or the thieves set fire on one of the resources named as house. They chose that type of violence, so they're gonna be able to steal their resources from all the three houses. So they choose violence to get their resources, basically. So right here it says this quote from the book on page 143. It shows how thieves set on fire to try to rob three houses, so they're able to get some resources. But not also that, they set fires so people lose resources and be in danger of dying. That's kind of basically what it's saying. Alright, going forward to my second analysis and evidence. Keith curled up on the floor, smudging the towel with blood from his nose and mouth, hugging himself and crying now Dad was gone. It took Corey 2 or 3 minutes to get him up and half carry him to the bathroom. So a little bit more background about this uh, quote from page 91. It's basically saying Keith left the neighborhood to see how it was the real world, but he didn't notice how was it until he came back. For right here, it shows that he was covered in blood, no clothing, and so he was basically robbed, and they stole his resources. That was a clean pair of what's the name of clothing, basically. So that was one of the main resources. But every time they go out, they use dirty clothes so they know they have as much resources. Also, right there it says blood coming from his nose and mouth. So basically, it's saying that they choose the type of violence to get him steal, or actually they steal him or rob him, so to get his type of resource like the clothing. So right here it says this quote from the book on page 91. It shows how Keith got jumped and got robbed by the guys that wanted to get his stuff from him. The guys that jumped were lacking resources, so they decided to rob him for his resource. But not only that, he got punched and was full around blood around his head. Okay, so it's basically what it said around the time that Keith got robbed. So he got robbed by his resources, and he got punched because they were lacking resources, and they choose violence to get him to steal, basically. So to end the thesis question: what purpose do dystopian narratives serve in helping readers understand and around the world around them? I think the main purpose of dystopian literature or narratives in the book is to reflect on the issue on the book, make them really think what is happening, and make them think like what's inside, like to make them think the people in the book or the characters in the book, basically. Also, another thing is critical thinking. Critical thinking is the main thing about dystopian literature or narratives. So it makes them think what caused the dystopian around this book. For example, it can cause about the technology, government, and people themselves, drugs, basically anything, robots, anything. So that's one of the main things that like will happen in the dystopian literature around this world. So another thing that can include as well, like I said, critical thinking. Also, is going into the characters or placing yourself into a character. For example, what will you do in an exact moment, or what will you do instead of this person, or what would have happened if this person died, or that basically that's what like dystopian narratives serve helping readers better. Basically, that's kind of saying in my own words. Going forward, thank you for listening. This is my podcast, and I'm David Luna. Thank you for watching me. Bye bye.